Hello, Loveline visitors. You know me, but not well enough to know my voice. I'm the one of harm. In fact, I'm an informant. A lot of you are clueless, lost, awaiting answers to a mystery you don't even have all the existing pieces to. As an unnamed official, I'm here to give you the knowledge you need to progress, to see the world through the eyes of the ones trying to save it and more. Just call me the Knowledge Keeper if you need names. I'm sure Hardick and others could tell you all about me. Let's begin. February 13th, 2024. That's when you were first introduced to a portion of us. The ones you may be referred to as the protagonists, I suppose. It's not very good to have main character syndrome. Our town opens to three. Bingley, Hardick, and Brainiac. Bingley, our wonderful mayor. Or, wonderful as he wishes to show. Hardick, one of two. A young adult searching for ease in the soul. They're the reason these two are even heart-searching. Brainiac, 2 of 2. Intelligent, yet narcissistic and unmoving. They keep to themselves and will only ever listen to their lover. Hardick. Right. I forgot those two aren't actually lovers. They're pretending to be to keep away from a law harsher than any city would enforce. If I told you what they really were, you'd puke, as I did. Let's keep away from it now. I'd rather not recall. This detail, hidden within these two, is nothing but a smear at the hidden nature of this colorful, beautiful city. The place is cheap, safe, and wildly accepting. You'd think this is the perfect place to live, right? That's what many think until they step in without a romantic partner. You're given grace from the system when you arrive. 3 months max. Then it hits you.
Welcome, official Loveline citizen. As a citizen of our bright city, you are required to have a romantic partner in the time span of a month. Failure to comply will result in romance counseling and free transportation to a separate city in cahoots with Loveline. In Loveline, we want to assure everyone feels the grace of love. So be on the lookout for your perfect person. ... Make sure to fill out our digital or physical copies of the relationship confirmation forms once you find someone. Have a lovely day, and enjoy your time here.
It's Fork, isn't it? It was when I first heard it. I would have packed up and left, but I had already found a position I loved in the city, and I wasn't willing to move from it. Many people stay, even hearing the announcement. After 3 months, this place becomes a home for many. It's hard to leave. This is where trouble starts to roll in from. Desperate people going into desperate relations. No love, no passion, just a want to stay. This is also where city roles come into play. I'll just sum this one up for you. Heartbreakers, the criminals, in one way or another. They either steal or harm, literally, or they steal or harm, romantically. I know a few. They're some snarky people. Loveline doesn't like them. Guardians, the government. Every single official, from the police to the mayor's right hands. They're all guardians. Heartbroken, or mainly known as solos. It's quite self-explanatory, but they're single people. Citizens, also self-explanatory. Nothing out of the ordinary. Unless you dig deeper, maybe. Loved of government secret services. I'm not allowed to elaborate on these guys. I'm already treading on thin ice making this informative video. I'd like to keep my life. Truth seekers. This is more of a discreet term. These people want to know more about Loveline, and go to the extreme to do so. Like a guy I know named Ticker. I'll get into the rest of these folks later. Let's just start with Ticker. Tick. This stupid voice thing he does, it's getting to me. This guy ticks me off. He's not bad, but he's a heartbreaker. One of the worst of them, actually. He's nothing but trouble and acts the part as just as well. It's the reason he even became a truth seeker. One day, he messed with Bingley a bit too hard and got hit harder. He wasn't happy. He got reckless, extreme, and said he wanted to mess things up in the area they ship people off to. It didn't end well. He saw something he shouldn't have. A massacre. They don't ship the people who don't have lovers. They execute them. He barely made it out of the space. He's lucky he's a shapeshifter. He nearly bled out in the snow biome of our city, but something saved him. You did. The Heartfield Guardian works through you, you know. Right. I haven't mentioned them. The Heartfield Guardian is an entity that keeps Loveline and its civilians happy and safe. It's you, in a different form. Now back on topic. Baker, having been saved from a nasty bullet spree, was traumatized. He wanted to get revenge, to tell someone in the uprise, so he regathered himself and got his boys together. He was gonna raid the office and get the answers he wanted from Bingley. Day 26. Let's pause here on his story. We still have another story to tell before we continue with him. Skater, with an 8 replacing the A. Another turned truth seeker. Once was just a simple urban explorer YouTuber. He's a really young guy. It's a shame he was wrapped in something like this. He explored the wrong abandoned warehouse and found a woman around his age, a desperate truth seeker. She would have killed him, but she realized he could have been useful, so she recruited him instead. The two posed as lovers in the light and researched secrets in the dark. I'm sure those two were more than lover posers, but that's not for me to guess. One day, they decided to confront Bingley, or just Veronica did. Skater was using a drone to capture the incident. She said the wrong words and was eradicated by something. Bingley tried to warn her, but it was to deaf ears. Skater saw the glowing eyes appear. They grabbed her, and she was gone in a scream. That's when Skater found out what the Lovely Watcher was. An omnipresent entity that was always following Bingley. If something it didn't like happened, it handled it. Skater was at a loss. He was alone. No one to turn to, and no one to tell. No one remembered her aside from him. He was enraged. Spent the next month learning and preparing, training to find a way to talk to Bingley without meeting the same fate as his companion. And he found one. With his newfound knowledge, he was ready to confront Bingley. May 26. Another POV. Trust me, we're getting close to the last. Heartache and Brainiac, a pair of troubled young adults whom are searching for a missing piece of themselves. Their hearts are missing, making them unable to feel love, so they cling to each other in hopes of stalling enough time to find their hearts. They know it wasn't just a birth defect. Memories of forgotten past clash into their memory of time and time again. Memories where they had a heart, where they were able to feel love. They were desperate for answers, so they keep in Loveline until they're given answers. Along the way, they've made a large majority of friends, including myself and one of their best ones, the mayor themselves. The mayor thinks of them dearly, and the two share this mindset. That was until the mayor slowly started acting more and more aggressive. The mayor was starting to become less friendly and more tyrant-like with his ruling, showing little mercy to innocent crimes. Something was wrong with him, and the two, along with myself, could see it. They asked a librarian for advice, and advice they got. They decided to confront Bingley in hopes of finding out what was wrong, and why he was suddenly turning into a tyrant. May 26. Now, for the last POV. Bingley. Bingley. One of my dearest friends. He's a good man, but he's not in a good situation. He is a loving yet mean sister, a nice wife, a nice pile of friends, a good reputation, and a stable living environment. But there's one big problem. He's cursed. Cursed with forbidden knowledge. He's forced to kill people for the simple act of not loving someone, forced to silence those who try and speak up against the system in a way that it doesn't like, forced to ignore certain victims of the system for the sake of keeping it happy. He's a puppet to the Lovely Watcher. He may look like he's in charge, but he's only second at the top in the hierarchy. He's a figurehead at times, but he wishes he could do more. He wishes it could stop. In a blind rage mixed with insanity for the situation he's in, he succumbs to his role and goes full tyrant. He starts losing himself to his alcoholism and even starts purging innocence for the simple act of agitating the system. He's becoming what the lovely Watcher wanted him to be. But then he was saved in a way that was more dangerous but needed. He was confronted. May 26th. His office were broken into by several people. First Dicker, Dicker's blood brother, and Skater. The three had collaborated on the way, deciding that violence was the only way to speak to Bingley. And then, after a bit of scream and tell, Heartache and Brainiac came. The two eased the situation down, or tried to. Everything eventually turned to chaos, but then Bingley did something insane. He risked it. He wrote on a note, set it down on the table in front of everyone, and waited. They weren't dead. This made Bingley realize something revolutionary. The lovely Watcher can't read English writing. Quickly, Bingley started writing and writing more and more to the group. He had finally found a way to communicate without killing everyone with him. The group listened, and eventually a truce was made. A truce made to help all of them get the answers they wanted. A truce to help Heartache and Brainiac find their hearts. A truce to figure out how to put an end to the system and save innocent people. A truce to avenge the dead and to delete the corruption. A truce to end Loveline and to turn it into something worth loving. Oh, thank you for listening. I am glad you all stayed. From your dearest knowledge holder, goodbye.